Greetings, this is the Evening Run. A pleasure always. Your host, Denobi2.
That was backward. I think that was done backwards. Hello, folks. Denobi2 here. Thank you for joining me once again on an evening run. Hello, everybody. Hello. I just want to get something right off the bat. This is a dual live stream. If you now have the option to view me on a mobile platform, or if you're on a desktop or widescreen, you can view me widescreen. So if you see two live stream links, it's because of that. It's a new feature with StreamYard, and I'm kind of testing it out, trying to see if it works, if it's something that can generate more views and such. So if you're like, why is there two live stream links? Well, one is mobile and one is landscape mode, I guess is what it is. Ghost Tab, hello from New York. Hello, welcome. A vertical stream. Yes, a vertical stream. There's two streams. I know, vertical, horizontal. This is the horizontal, and there's a portrait mode stream. So hello from Dallas. Greetings. Hello, everybody. Man, I miss you guys. I haven't forgotten about you folks. I really haven't. I could say I've been busy, but I was somewhat busy for most of November. I had to do a lot of home improvements. To save money, I did a lot of painting, and I realized I learned that it sucks. But for the most part, within the toy community, there wasn't a lot to capture me, to gravitate towards me and such. So, check it out. Hey to Lauren, hello from Mumbai, India, 11 a.m. here. Oh man, well. We're going to be talking about Hey to Lori in here. We'll be using him as a metaphor, as an example. But look, folks, before I get any further, before I get into the topics that I want to talk about, I do have a special guest that I begged and pleaded to join me on this wonderful adventure here. And it's going to be Mr. Mom Collectibles.
Oh man, how are you? I am back from the dead. Those who wonder where I have been, am I still collecting? Am I part of the community? I am here. How are you, my friend? I am here. I'm alive and well on this Sunday morning on the East Coast. How are you, my friend?
I'm happy. I'm happy that I was able to drug you or drug you.
As I have said, pre-warned, I've had a couple cocktails, but I had a little power nap after, so I woke up in time. I know you were skeptical of me being able to make it on time, but I am here, and I'm ready to go. I haven't streamed in quite a bit, so we'll see how this goes.
Right. You know what? Same for me too. I haven't been on done the live stream, but I needed motivation. I needed, and
I know you've been telling me to get to shake the cobwebs. You said, we gotta do something, and I was like, listen, I haven't streamed in a long time. I don't like doing it anymore, but listen, if I don't have to do anything and just ride shotgun, I'm here. So I'm here.
That is it. If anything, if I have to run and use the bathroom, you can at least take over.
I think I could shake off the cobwebs and hold my own for a few minutes. It won't be a problem.
Yeah. So a lot has changed within the last 90 days. I think the last time I streamed was probably going on almost 3 months.
Yeah.
And it's not that I've been purposely avoiding the community. The problem with me is that the stuff that's been announced or released, it hasn't been capturing my inspiration. It hasn't been capturing my imagination. It's not
exciting. It's not
exciting.
Yeah.
It's not exciting. And the stuff that I want, that I was expecting for the month of December, it's all been delayed. Excuses and such and so forth. So we and I know you folks out there are gonna probably expect, well, is Denobi going to talk about the hot toy releases? Well, if we have enough time, because there's just a lot of politics, but it's more of toy politics that I kind of want to address. And what better way to bounce some of these ideas or concerns with than Mr. Collectible? Just for a quick quick reference just for the audience. Are you back into collecting? Did you ever leave? Did you?
I
Are you
I
coming
never
back
I
in?
that's see, that's the funny thing, is that just because I don't upload YouTube videos, it's the assumption that, oh, he left collecting. What's the word? He tapped out. He tap danced. I never stopped. It's just I have a life, and so making YouTube videos is just, for those who don't know, it is quite time consuming. And so I do have a life. I have a family, and you and I have spoke off the side many numerous times. Like, there's just things that come up, more than making YouTube videos. I'm not worried about reviewing stuff. I am still collecting. I've never stopped. It's just that I'm not worried about, my first thing is when I get something, I'm not worried about making a YouTube video anymore about it. So I guess that's the best way to put it, right? But I've never stopped, never tap danced. I'm not, no one's, I'm not tapping out anytime soon, nor do I plan on it. So I'm still collecting. I never, I'm not doing YouTube anymore, just because, like I said, priority, family, things like that. And so
Life
it,
happens.
life happens, but it takes a lot to get me out. And so I'm here, I'm showing my face.
Yeah.
So here I am.
Yeah. Look, I've tried, folks out there. I've tried. I can't quit YouTube. YouTube will not let me. Unfortunately,
You're a stronger man than I am. Let's put it that way.
now I can phase in and out of social media. I can go into these hiatus breaks and look, if you any of you folks that have been following me, you guys know I love to hike. I love hiking out in the desert, listening to the Dune soundtrack in my headphones and zoning out on some edibles on my free time. December is a slow month. December is a slow month for me. I do sales. It's just slow, which is I guess the fuel or the fire that lit under my ass that I was able to pump out a couple videos. And there was, if you haven't seen it in the channel, it was the one skit that I'd always wanted to do, which I titled Return of Denobi. Did you see it, Ryan?
Oh, I saw you lost in the desert with
Yeah.
Boba Fett.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
It's
We'll
quite
talk.
it's quite the cinematic masterpiece, I will say.
I enjoyed making it. It was a lot of work. It reminded me of the good old days of guerrilla style
Yes.
filming. And because I know everything has gone AI, I'm guilty of it. I've dabbled in a little bit of AI shenanigans, but something about going out on location out in this desert, Arrakis. But I ended up calling it Blister in the little video, barren land of investment something. It was an acronym that I just fucking loved. It was really, really cool. And I'm going to be using it. So the world of Blister is that's not the first time you're going to see it, because if there's ever toy drama that I want to address, trust me, I'll be going back out there and I'll be addressing it in a very cinematic way.
That's funny.
So I had a lot of fun with that. You can't beat the Dune soundtrack, the Spice Melange for years. The Spice, look, when I was making that content out, with Boba Fett, I trust me, the spice was flowing.
That's funny.
All right. So I've been doing some research, folks. Look, I got little crypt notes here I want to talk about. And the first one I want to talk about, right? If we have enough time, we'll talk about the hot toy releases. But what we're going to be discussing about tonight, it's still going to be about toy companies and the market, collectors, who's left, who's still here, all that good fun stuff. Here we go. Here we go. All right, this is the first topic of the night. Which toy companies are showing red flags of structural collapse? Parentheses, bankruptcy. This is something that, even though I wasn't on YouTube, I absolutely noticed, and it wasn't being addressed at least properly, at least because I know I wasn't the only one that the live stream was who was not frequently live streaming. It was something that I didn't hear or notice of other YouTubers within the community addressing. And which toy companies are showing red flags of structural collapse, especially bankruptcy? Because I feel I'm better. I feel that I'm a veteran collector. My spreadsheet, I'm still averaging about 20 pre-orders, and I feel that because I'm a veteran, I feel like I'm better than most newcomers that are coming into the collector's market to protect themselves. Pre-order certain things when you need to. There's certain products that you can trust when you're pre-ordering from said company, while others are more dubious and such. And let's pop this over here. Oh, look at that. Oh, look, he beat me. He beat me already to it. New Wave. He knows exactly where I'm going because this is something that's been grinding my fucking gears. New Wave toys. New Wave, folks, for those of you who aren't aware, New Wave toys are the ones that make the 1/6 scale arcade machines.
I thought so. The soda machines, the arcade.
The
Yeah.
soda machine.
Yes. Okay.
They have like two names.
Yeah.
They go by Replicate New Wave Toys. This company, I've reviewed them. I think in the early days, I did a one-on-one with one of the founders. This is a company that I have religiously vouched for, and it's just I have 2 current pre-orders with them that are pushing a year in delay, and they've never struggled like this before. And so I felt it was so toys. So we're just to clarify though, I want to focus on legitimate companies, and unfortunately, so toys. Even though I know that they're plagued with pre-orders and such, with delays, I don't want to focus. I want to focus more on licensed, reputable. I'm doing air quotes here on companies that if you pre-order something through them, why is it taking so long? Funko Pop is on life support. Absolutely. InArt. See, I don't pre-order through InArt. So this is something that I can't personally vouch for. Do you, Ryan, do you still have pre-orders through InArt, and are you running into delays? And I'm not talking about like 3 or 4 month delays. I'm talking about more than 6 months from what they said that they were.
I'm gonna be very honest with you. I'm very, very invested within art. I have almost not every PO, but pretty much close to, and I'll tell you that I haven't seen any issues from my end personally.
Okay, so
that would cause a red flag for me. Like for someone to say in art is very, that's I don't think that's fair to say.
Okay.
Personally.
And I'm going to bring out my spreadsheet on here, folks. So if you can, depending if you're watching it on, I'm going to bring in a spreadsheet here because I did compile some information here. And I want to be fair, right? You folks out there know that I love to take jabs at InArt, Jazz Inc., and a few other companies, but I didn't, because I don't pre-order personally through InArt. I wasn't sure whether or not they were a red flag toy company, but Ryan here has just vouched because I know you aren't you doing like Lord of the Rings and such and so forth?
Not necessarily Lord of the Rings, but I mean, for example, real quick, I have the entire Walking Dead series on PO, the new Superman on PO. What else did they do? I have the Snape from Harry Potter on PO, Harry Potter. I didn't do Catwoman yet, but I might. So I'll admit that I'm very heavily invested, but there hasn't been any. But I don't order directly through InArt. I pre-order through Kit, but I will tell you there's literally nothing that they have seen that I have seen from them that would put up a red flag. Like, oh my god, I'm concerned about something. Not at all whatsoever.
Okay, so this comment here, I'm not getting the skies falling from InArt, but the problem is when you order InArt figure, it will cause long delays. To me, a long delay is based on their history. So I'm going to use Replicate New Wave Toys. In the past, they've always been maybe a month or 2 behind. Replicate New Wave Toys, the 2 arcades that I've pre-ordered through them, it's going on a year. I think one of them is a little over a year, 2024, wow. January 2024. Wow. To me, that is a red flag. To me, that tells me that this company is on life support and it's bleeding. And so, does InArt, is there have they released a pre-order that is pushing a year? Because to me, if there is an actual InArt pre-order that is pushing 12 months, well, fuck it, that to me is a red fucking
No,
flag.
I
Well,
mean,
a
I
year.
mean, so far, I mean, no, there hasn't been, to be honest with you. I mean,
Okay.
I've gotten Michael Jackson. I've gotten, like I said, the
Okay.
most current Harry Potter figures. The Joker 4 pack. I mean, there literally hasn't been anything that they've. There hasn't
Okay.
been anything. No, no.
Okay. The other company too to be fair, is Jazz Inc. I don't pre-order anything through Jazz Inc.
Mm.
I don't know what their current pre-order status. I don't know what they have on pre-order. I don't know if Yoast is dragging his feet on something, if he's kickstarted. And so this is something that with the live stream, I can kind of reach out to you folks
Mm.
and share your honest opinion, because unfortunately, I don't dabble in Jazz Inc. and I don't dabble in art. So it wouldn't be fair to label these two companies under red flag, or even a safe toy company, or even showing signs of cracking. There's three categories here, and I can go through each of these companies and I can kind of break it down for you. But as far as Jazz Inc., I don't know what this company is doing. All I know is that they've painted themselves into Batman, and I don't know how much love a toy collector needs from fucking Batman. I'm sorry. It's just
Mm.
it's too much. You don't dabble at Jazz Inc. anymore, do
Well,
you?
well, I'm one and done with them. I do have the
Okay.
'89 Batmobile, so I am allowed to. Remember how you said? I think you used to say, right, unless you have Jazz Inc. So I do have technically Jazz Inc. products, so I am allowed to officially speak, on behalf
Yeah.
of, because I am an owner of their product. But I know their latest has been a Kickstarter campaign, quite literally, for a 1/12 scale 1989 Batwing. And
Yeah.
so, and what's interesting about that one is that they were, I mean, I'm not, people want to say I'm a hater, but they were not able to hit their original Kickstarter goal, which I think was, if I'm not mistaken, 3,000 units. And as expected, when it came down to the wire, they dropped their minimum down to 1,500 to hit goal.
Okay.
So it hit gold to be backed, but let's call a spade a spade. They had to slash the goal by 50%, if I'm not mistaken. Someone can correct me in the chat, but the original goal to get this backed was 3,000, and that was not happening by any means. So, as in typical Jazz Inc. fashion, emails were sent out. I did receive one, and they cut their goal by, oh, well, if we only get to this percentage, then we'll get it back. So now it is funded, but it's only because they slashed the goal by, I think it's almost 50%.
Just out of curiosity, what is Jazz Inc. asking for on this
Oh,
112?
I mean, the other problem with
Anybody?
Jazz Inc. is there's too many packages. Instead of him just putting out one, there's literally 4 different levels. There was like the base. I'm putting out a number when I say 300, not literally 300, but it's in the 300s for the bat wing itself. But then there was like, listen, if we back this tier, like a typical Kickstarter.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think I think I think the highest, once again, is like low fours, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on it, but I think
Okay.
it's like low fours. But that's like max. Like it came with a display stand, it came with like whatever it was. But there was just like all these extra additives and stuff. But let's just call it 400. But someone can correct me in the comments.
Well, and then so is it because he's out there, it's also hard to get an accurate pricing on something like this because of
mm,
the tariff trifecta, right?
that's fair.
Right?
The
So,
impact, yeah.
yeah, because we're still going through the tariff trifecta. I
That
mean,
is we are, yeah. Like it or not, we
so
are.
it's definitely something that I feel has contributed to
I
the
mean, listen, it's a great looking piece. I mean, the problem is with the 112, and I mean that's a conversation maybe we dive into later. But a lot of 112 has, I think, emerged as becoming the more popular scale that people assume because it's a smaller scale, so it's more affordable, which I don't necessarily think is true. But the fact that he's jumping into 112, I mean, I know Kaju Daddy himself, if no one know, his YouTube channel, he reviewed the prototype and he thought it was, you know overall fairly well for what it is. So it's a you know, reasonably priced product. It's just a matter of, like I said, Jazz Inc. being what they are. Do you trust the final product quality versus what he's selling? Is, you know, that's a topic to be discussed later.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the whole idea is we're talking about the first one is the companies that are showing red flags. But yeah, you know, this is I'm sure when this bat wing gets completed, he's probably perfected a lot of
Correct. Yeah.
manufacturing. Even though, do we have some photos or videos? What about this one?
Altitude low. Come on, climb.
Warning, terrain.
Well.
Come on, I got the right chat. Come on, it looks great.
Oh, that's funny.
That's, you know, let's go back to the. Let's go. Show this that instead. Okay. Red flag companies, Replicate New Wave Toys. They're horrible. I've emailed them. They responded to me very quickly. They said that your arcades would be shipped by early December. It's end of December. No clue, nothing. To me, Replicate is probably not going to survive this year. Tweeterhead statue. This is something that I don't have any current pre-orders through Tweeterhead, but I've read horror stories that Tweeterhead directly through them. Several of their pre-orders are pushed in 12 months, and they even went on a live stream on their own personal PR to calm down the folks with the pitchforks. Tweeterhead is one of those other companies that I feel may not survive 2025. Prime One Studios, dude, it's no friggin' brainer. Prime One Studios, just like Tweeterhead, they have several pre-orders that I've read from other people's complaints pushing. There's one Batman statue that's pushing like a 2-year pre-order.
Wow, that's crazy.
The fact that plus I was in Japan this year. I went to the Prime One Studios flagship store in Tokyo, and I mean, it looked like a North Korean bakery. It was just they had like fake facade, like old products. It was hard. Prime One Studios, to me, that is a red flag, red alert. And Mondo, right? Look, I love Mondo because if anything, I don't have any current pre-orders through Mondo, but I was on the bandwagon with the He-Man 1/6 scale line. But I still purchase through Mondo, but it's more of their collector edition vinyl records. I love vinyl, love music.
Yes,
I love it. It's their parent company, Funko Pops, and this was something funny that I think Hadelorian and Geeking Out, they had shared that Donatello post because Mondo had announced a Ninja Turtle pre-order, and I go I wouldn't touch Mondo with a 10-foot pole right now when it comes to pre-orders, and it's not that I don't trust Mondo. It's their parent company, because if they collapse this year, Mondo could suffer repercussions. And again, you sent me a photo of, was it Egon? And I forgot. I was gonna take a jab at you. I'm like, oh,
I know.
What else?
Don't jab me, please. Let me finish my 4 Ghostbusters and then jab me. But don't, no, please, please.
Yeah, and sticking with Mondo. Are your other Ghostbusters, the 1/6 scale Ghostbusters figures, are any of them falling behind?
There has been delays because I bought all 4 of mine through Sideshow because I wasn't able to get them through Mono Direct just because I know they were doing exclusives through Mono Direct, so I ended up getting them from Sideshow because I used rewards and stuff like that. So I know that Peter was first, Egon was second. Egon was delayed by like a month or 2. It wasn't even crazy. And then I know Winston is supposed to be next and Ray to follow. I would say delays anywhere between a month or 2 right now that I've experienced. Nothing too crazy, but nonetheless, there was delays. But that
Okay.
was also me getting it from Sideshow, so I don't know. I
Okay, so
know
maybe
people.
a little bit of smoke, but not enough to
Yeah,
build it.
nothing that I
Okay.
would say, to raise a concern, at least,
Okay. And the one that really hurts me is Iconic Studios.
Mm,
They're in they're this poor company. I mean, for those of you who are aware, Iconic, let me pull them up here because they have a couple pre-orders that are pushing more than a year. And I have a current pre-order through Iconic Studios, which is the Battle Damage Ryu, pushing over a year, like 13, 14 months. And they've never dragged. They've never been this bad. And to me, that's like, wow, like that was one of the companies that I personally pre-ordered, and they needed that money up front. And it kills me. It kills me because I feel, Ryan, that I'm better than this. I'm like, how am I getting freaking screwed? I go,
mm,
I do my due diligence in research and limited my amount of pre-orders. And I think I have like 21 pre-orders on my spreadsheet right now. And it grinds my gears that 3 or 4 of the stuff I have on my spreadsheet are companies that most likely may not even survive 2025, and they have my money. They
mm.
did it up front, and I never had that initial concern, and especially for Iconic Studios. I mean, because they were on a roll.
They,
Uh,
I have only one of their figures. They made the Patrick Bateman from American Psycho, which is one of
mm,
my favorite movies, and I think that's an amazing figure. And for the value of what you pay and get what you get, I think that was an amazing piece. So it stinks to hear that from a company like that, which puts out, I think, really good quality products for what, at least for what I have.
yeah. Yeah, and I think I spelled it wrong, but it's actually spelled with, let me see this right here. You can kind of see it on there. Um, their Highlander is also pushing over a year. Yeah, the iconic Highlander is over a year, and that is the battle version Ryu, and that's also been pushing a year. I don't know what other products they have that are pushing a year, but I know that the Highlander's pushing. I mean, over 12 months. Like to me, that's a
That's
huge
crazy.
red flag.
That's crazy.
Yeah. The Mondo line. And then Mondo switched over to 112 scale, which I'm not interested in. So I
Yeah.
stopped pre-ordering. I'm like, I'm not doing 112 scale He-Man. I got the 1/6, which I'm happy with, and so forth. And then I'll nitpick, so
Mm.
forth. I did see the Ghostbusters animated line at San Diego Comic-Con, which I thought were gorgeous. Actually, they're really nice. But because I tend to exist in the future, I knew of the HasLabs and the Kickstarter campaigns going down the months. So, and because I don't talk about Hot Toys as much, it doesn't mean, folks, that I'm not spending as much. Trust me, I'm still shelling out top dollar. It's just it's not focused on Hot Toys anymore. I backed a lot of the Tomy Klingon Battle Cruiser. I bought like 3 of them. The HasLab Republic Gunship. I backed four of them, and these Kickstarters, they require this amount of money right up front. So I can't I can't be greedy. I have to prioritize what I can get, what I cannot get, and so forth. But this is something that I'm like, why isn't anybody talking about these companies that may not even survive 2025? And I'm like, I'm gonna call them out. Like this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous that these companies are I guess on life support or dying or even dead. They may even be dead. Safe toy companies, Hasbro. Well, they're a publicly traded company. I own shares in them, and they've been even in this a horrible collector market. The
Putting out
Hasbro's been
products
screwing.
left and right. Every other day they're putting something out.
Hasbro is above and beyond. I mean, people can bitch about their HasLabs or whatever, Star Wars, but they've been very profitable. I keep an eye on their stocks. Hot Toys, we're going to talk about Hot Toys, but I do feel that Hot Toys hasn't raised any concerns or flags, and I have a theory about that, and we'll talk about that later in the video. And then Blitzway. I I have to protect Blitzway because Blitzway has always had a history of delays. Even before the tariff trifecta that we've all entered into, they've always been slow. Plus, Blitzway is a publicly traded company on the South Korean stock exchange. So they have to report to shareholders. And I haven't checked their stock in a couple months, but they have shareholders. They have several investors on there. So I've labeled them as a safe toy company. Epic fail for now. See, I hate this is why would it be a epic fail for Hasbro with Tron? To me, it's an epic win for shareholders, right? I know it's Tron, the kicks. That's the whole idea. This is something that I may, it's like beating a dead horse. That's the whole idea of Kickstarters, HasLabs, crowdfunding source, so that the company doesn't spend a mint on R&D that goes nowhere or to the bargain bin. So when an epic fail there, with what I see, it's an epic win. Cool. It's Hasbro protecting its interest and protecting its shareholders from Tron, because I knew that silly ass HasLab was not going to get funded. I don't know what they were thinking, but again, that's what the platform HasLab is for, right? It protects the company's best interest. So I also so the Blitzway DeLorean Ghostbusters 4-pack, I've labeled Blitzway as a safe toy company for now, knock on wood. Showing signs of cracking, concern, maybe like a little bit of smoke coming out of the first window. And Tomy Plus, their division, they're separate from the Tomy Plus division. Is very different than the regular Tomy that does Tomica and their diecast and so forth. The Tomy Plus I'm referring to are the ones that are managing their crowdfunding source, and I'm very disappointed with Tomy Plus, because I have vouched for this company. I have interviewed the couple of the lead.
I was saying we did streams with them about the DeLorean. Yeah.
Yes, with the 1/10 scale DeLorean, and I don't know if it's the engineering design, if it's the engineering team, if it's the marketing team. The fact that they went on this whole PR campaign, and they were the marketing, the engineers, Chris and a few others, they were on Tested, and they vouched for the Enterprise A refit. This was in September, I believe, and it's ready. This is the final production, and it's ready to go, and you guys will start getting it by late October, early November. And anybody that's backed the Tomy Enterprise refit, they've been sending, this is weird, this is like bonkers shit, they've been sending conflicting updates. First, they said it was shipping delays on their side. Then they sent another email talking about that the lights didn't meet the expectations. Then they sent another email like, hey, now we've added purple lights. Like, why does the Enterprise A refit need purple lights? Like, this is like the Muppets are running this team. This is almost like Sideshow's Muppets are running. Like Tomy, like you're scaring me, Tomy Plus, because you took a lot of my money to back these Klingon battle cruisers. And I think the last update, this is like 4 fucking updates, like within like a 40-day period. So now the current update for the Enterprise refit is in March, I think is what they said, which sucks, because I was looking forward to doing an epic Christmas unboxing. Like that's the products. It's products like that stir my imagination. It's like the Mondo animated Ghostbusters that stirs Ryan's imagination, because I know it brings joy to his heart. And I'm pretty sure Ryan knows that an Enterprise die-cast ship like that will bring joy to my heart. I think I don't know what I was doing, but the fact that I got Ryan on here, and he is aware now, because you weren't even aware that Funko was hanging by a thread until...
No, we talked backstage about it, because I was concerned, because not only, I think I told you, I knew you keep the 1/12 Ghostbusters, but I would argue and say that Mondo is even doing something possibly even closer to my heart, is the Spider-Man animated series line. the cartoon, the animated
Yep.
series from the
Yep.
90s. I have every single figure from them right now, and they just they keep announcing new figures. I think they're doing the lizard next, and then they have
Yeah.
plans to do. And I'm like, and personally, I think they're killing it with the figures. I mean, I haven't had
Yeah.
any QC issues with them, thank God. I know other people have, but I mean, those figures alone, I mean, they bring absolute joy to see those in my collection, aside from the Ghostbusters. And so,
Okay.
yeah, that bothered me. That did raise some concerns, I will say.
And then you, just to quickly address, going back to in art, you still have a couple of the Harry Potter kids on pre-order, or did you get all your Harry Potter kids?
I have all three of them. When it comes to Harry Potter, the only open PO that might be shipping is Snape, which he started shipping, this month. So no, I have all three of the kids, and then Snape should be the next one that I should be getting an invoice for shortly. Hopefully,
Okay.
fingers crossed.
Well, I saw on their website that they have some the new versions of the Harry Potter kids. Did you see it?
Yeah, yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Hold the line. Push back.
Focus, build a cushion spell!
It's slipping!
Not enough! We're too high!
They look fantastic, guys. I can't. Exo 6. So
Ugh.
I know, and showing signs of cracking. I can't prove it because I don't have any current pre-orders. I remember reading some comments on Reddit that one pre-order that they're running behind on certain characters. I can't verify or confirm any of that. So if any of you out there have current pre-orders through Exo6 that are pushing a 12-month delay, please tell me. Please share with me.
I didn't know they were still making figures.
I didn't either. I did not either.
To be honest.
No, yeah, I didn't either. Exo 6 has really dropped off this year. Again, the fact that every time I see them in a social post, I'm like, they're still a thing. Like,
Yeah.
really? Like Exo 6 is still a thing, right? So I mean, they didn't even show up to Star Trek at the Rio here in Las Vegas, the biggest Star Trek convention in the world. Happens here, my hometown, Vegas, happens at the Rio, and they didn't even make a presence. So to me, that was like, oh, well, is there smoke in the building? Is there concern? And then just October, somebody posted some comments about some of their figures were running delays. Again, to me, a serious delay. Is it approaching, or has it exceeded 12 months? To me, that's a red flag. So anybody out there that has, I can't imagine, is anybody still pre-ordering their Exo 6?
Hadalorian?
I think he finally woke up from that fever dream. I go, ugh. He was, I told him, put your finger down, dude. He kept me, pre-order. I don't want to deal with the pre-order. I'm like, I go, dude, your shit's gonna come and you're gonna throw it in the corner of the room anyway. Exo 6 had to reshuffle around the tariffs, Nan said. Still Worf. Okay, Worf, Riker, are any of these guys pushing 12 months? I don't know. I don't dabble with Exo 6. I know better, unfortunately. So Nanjin said the tariffs are really hurting the business. Boy, that's the ongoing thing, boy. That is the consensus, the tariff trifecta to blame for unstable collectors market, right? For those of you who are not aware, the tariff trifecta that I keep referring to, tariff, shipping, and tax are the deadly trifecta. These are three things you got to deal with, and to pretend that it doesn't affect your purchasing choice,
very naive.
You're just lying to yourself. This is the tariff trifecta is a real thing, and it's definitely affected the way I pre-order. So I now look for authorized resellers, Alter Ego, and a few others. I go, can I eliminate one of the trifectas? Right?
Yeah.
Alter Ego, I think I think Mark even said he's willing to split the tariff because he knows people are canceling pre-orders. Like, this is ridiculous. You pre-order something for $400, and when it's all said and done, shipping, tax, and everything, the 400 now looks like 500 or 5 and change, and you're like, like, holy shit! Like, do you really want that? Do you really want Hermione? No. Do you want that figure or whatever? So. I just, so X06, that's why I felt like, they're showing signs of crack, but I can't really verify if they are, if they're on live support and stuff. But for those of you out there, if you guys still follow 6 Scale Mafia, I don't know if he's still talking about it. I don't know if he's still associated with X06. No clue. So if it's something that you guys are aware of and want to share, I would greatly appreciate it. Let me see here. I don't know. Being from UK, we had the longest line, and everything is just falling behind. Everything is just so. But that was the purpose of this first topic here, and I just wanted to point that out. I felt that nobody else had really gone and pointed this out, and just it irks me. It irks me that, like, I feel like I'm better than this. Like, why am I getting punished? Like, I know how to pre-order. I know what companies I can trust, and clearly my trust has now been shattered through these companies, and they took my money. Like, I don't like the reason why my pre-order list is so low is because I commit to my pre-orders. I don't punk out. I don't cancel my pre-orders because the invoices show up. I like I'm better than this. So it really does irk me. All right. Conspiracy theory time.
Oh God. Oh no.
Conspiracy theory time. But hold on.
Oh no.
I'm lowering down my air because it's warm in this room right now. All these lights generate heat, and it's cold outside. I want to talk about this. Hot Toys has cracked the anti-life equation for profitability. And you're probably asking, like, what is Denobi referring to? What silly, wacky pun is he referring to here? All right. Remember the spreadsheet right here? Safe toy companies. Hot Toys. I put Hot Toys as a safe toy company. Well, all these other companies are essentially almost to the point of non-existent. Hot Toys has shown no red flags, no smoke, no concern, which is so freaking odd, right? It's just like that's interesting. All these other companies are on life support, but not Hot Toys. They haven't my subconscious hasn't been affected. Like, what are they doing? And when I go by this, like, oh my God, they figured it out. Hot Toys has cracked the algorithm, the equation. They have figured out a way how to be profitability with smaller batches, which is just unheard of in this market. These are, companies like New Wave Toys, Iconic Studios, and all this stuff. Jazz Inc., right? Jazz Inc. knows that he needs to have a certain amount of pre-orders so that he can at least make some cheese, right? Some bread, because if he goes too low, it's not even worth his time. There's no skin in the game. There's nothing here. Hot Toys, I don't know how they did it. I don't know what they've done, but they have absolutely figured out, because while all these other companies that I pointed out are showing 12-month delays, not Hot Toys. No. Certain of their figures may go over a few months as being delayed and so forth, but nothing extreme, nothing like 12 months behind. In fact, in some cases, some of their pre-orders, when they get released, it's usually within their promised window or below their promise or below the expectations. And it's just like how are they pulling this off? I don't know, but it's definitely something that I really wanted to bring out to you folks, and essentially be careful how you pre-order Hot Toys, because I've noticed in the last 90 days there's been some pruning, right? There's been some tap dancing within the community. Collectors phase in and out and so forth, and the biggest culprit that gets them is Hot Toys, and do not underestimate Hot Toys. To me, they are a dangerous company to pre-order and buy. No beef with their products, right? I had fun with their dewback out in Tunisia. I was playing with their dewback, but the thing that is really skewing the market, right? Because yes, I point out the tariff trifecta, but it's also Hot Toys. They have absolutely cracked that anti-life equation where all they need to do is make 1,000 figures and they can sustain profitability. Their marketing is very clever. Their anniversary promos on social media, the 25th anniversary, the artisan line is absolutely, be careful what you wish for. I feel the collectors really shot themselves in the foot by putting companies like InArt on a king pedestal, and look what has happened. Look what has happened. Hot Toys has become an unstoppable force. And every time I see somebody, when I see collectors bitching about, the fingernails and that, look, you're tapping out. You're making excuses. No one fucking told you to pre-order every goddamn Hot Toys figure. Hot Toys is on average release announcing close to 75 pre-orders, not releases. 75 per year, and within a calendar year, 12 months, folks. 75. I can't keep. That's a lot of work. I can't keep up with that. Can you keep up with that, Ryan? Because I sure shit can't. That's a lot of goddamn work.
No, there's nobody that can. Frankly,
there's nobody that can. Nobody can. Everybody gets caught up with the hype. There are collectors out there that have devoted their allegiance to specific set IPs like Star Wars, Marvel, and such. But even, I love Marvel. I never turned my back on Marvel. I still love Iron Man. But even then, I know, I saw it from last year. You guys remember my live streams last year? I was pumping the brakes last year. I go, my sales are dropping. The market is shifting. I need to throttle my pre-orders to get back in control. I haven't quit Hot Toys. I just don't underestimate them as much. And I absolutely, when I approach Hot Toys now, it's what shields up, because not only have their prices increased, but their frequency of releases, it can drop very rapidly, to the point that, that's what get collectors in trouble. That's how relationships break up. That's how you get into huge trouble. That's how you start tap dancing through the ballroom, through the living room. You're like, and it's very dangerous. Shit, I guess my conspiracy theory for the Hot is turning into a PSA, a public service announcement, because it is Hot Toys. The biggest culprit of collectors getting overwhelmed, stressed out during the holidays is, I would say, Hot Toys. It's not the other companies. They can't keep up. Like, it breaks my heart that Iconic Studios hasn't delivered my Battle Ryu over. I pre-ordered January 2024. I think it was my spreadsheet. So it's over a year for something that should have been released should have been released last year, by the way. It was early 2024, and it should have been released Christmas 2024. We're now at Christmas 2025. So technically it's 2 years with Iconic Studios. New Wave, I think it's a year and a half. And it just going back to the companies, like it irks me. And then Mondo, like I've never questioned the trust of Mondo. I absolutely do now with Funko. Why would you trust Mondo when you see headlines like this? Why would you trust Mondo's when you see major toy company Funko warns it can go bankrupt? Why would you trust Mondo? I wouldn't give them my money. But Denobi, I still got certain figures. Yeah, for now. What we don't know how December is going to treat Funko. And I should have suspected something because they're one of the biggest friggin' spenders at San Diego Comic-Con. They build Funko Town. Dude, they take up like 20% of the exhibitor floor at San Diego Comic-Con. Like it's called Funko Town. They have like vendors and food and merch and multiple storefronts. Like it is Funko freaking. It's called Funko Town. You enter through this, through like the yellow brick road type deal. It's like you're entering the Emerald fucking City. Like it. And that any of when it comes to exhibitors, it's maybe 1.5, maybe a $2 million exhibit at San Diego. I mean, like they go all out. Maybe they're overspending. Maybe they're over speculation on all the landfill vinyl. I was trying. Yeah, I mean, you just why would anybody trust that? I just don't. I don't know. But Hot Toys, man, holy smack, they figured it out. It's bonkers because it's been driving me crazy, dude. I wanted to pre-order the 77 Spider-Man. I wanted to pre-order the 77 in the Jap. 77 just waitlist instantly.
Yeah.
The Japanese version, which I would have preferred, wasn't even offered. So, but they figured it out though. Yep. They're able to make these small batches. They're able to remain profitable. They keep the hype, and I don't like who's buying this stuff. Like I see collectors stressing over invoices every other day on social media. Like who's buying all these Hot Toys? Why are majority of these? But when you figure it out and you start breaking down the algorithm, it's smaller batches. So it's easy to create that FOMO. They're only doing 2,000 units, 3,000 units, 1,000 units. They don't give a shit. They're still making money. They probably have I wonder if they're using slaves. They have to be using slaves. Like how are they using Uyghurs? What are they using? Like how are they like I just don't China is going through a revolution over there. They're experiencing democracy. They're getting a taste of the Western culture, but yet Hot Toys is still able to maintain profitability with these smaller batches. They have to be using slaves.
Well, that's the thing that's interesting is that when they came out with the quote unquote artisan line, if you remember that, exclusive wasn't a thing before that. I remember that it was the debut because it was the Anakin, it was the Joker, the artisan series, whatever it was, be that as it may. And then, I think that everyone's fooling themselves if they didn't know what the perception, like for me, when the artisan series first came out, I assumed it was going to be like 2 or 3 figures a year. Like that's what it was going to be, like that special figure, or maybe every quarter or whatever it was. But then we started getting these, like you said, these quote unquote exclusives that weren't artisan. Maybe it was just an exclusive trooper that was a clone trooper that was 1,500, 2,000, whatever it was, these limited batches. So like there's artisan, and then there's these just drop exclusives. Like what about the gray and blue Michael Keaton Batman? I mean, people shit talked that one for how long, and then it's still sold out. And there's, trust me, I'll be the first to admit, there's a lot of exclusives that are a complete waste of time and they're a waste of money. But the reality is that they do sell. It is that limited batch. They do sell. Someone is buying them. Now, we can have a separate conversation about the secondary market on this stuff, because I personally don't think they're holding value on the secondary market. I mean, people are buying stuff up and dumping it, especially, you want to talk about, the whole day one HK thing. That's a whole nother topic in itself, because as a matter of fact, I am just getting my Wolverine Deluxe from Sideshow on Monday. Finally. And there's people that have already paid day one pricing and are already flipping it on BST and taking a complete loss on that. That's a completely I'm seeing that thing sold on BST for like $250 because people bought it day one and they're paying stupid HK resale value money, and they're taking an L on it. But I do think that the limited batch thing, and despite how long it takes for something to sell, there are figures, like you said, like the Spider-Man that sold out within 5 minutes, 6 minutes, whatever it was. But the reality is, even if stuff takes a day or two to sell, it does sell out. Like there's not anything that's limited. Even the gray Batman that people made fun of, that it was ugly, all this stuff it's still sold out.
So
That's the
we
point.
should see it as not as FOMO, but because it's just a smaller batch and it caters to a smaller minority. It
I think it's a mix of
illusion.
both. I think it's a mix of both, to be honest with you. I mean, I won't lie to you. I've seen people sell and to your point, like the Japanese Spider-Man, I think is the far more popular version than the American version of Spider-Man from the TV shows. I think the Japanese one is just, it's more unique. It's an interesting look. I prefer that better myself personally. But I mean, I've seen people on BST sell the American version and literally say spontaneous purchase. Bought it because I had the availability to do so and don't want it anymore. So I
Yeah.
mean, I think FOMO is still, it's always there. You can't get rid of it. I think it's always there. Especially like you said, when there's limited batches. And I always question, Denobi, how true are 1,000 units? They're not numbered. We don't know. When they
No.
say
Yeah.
1,500,
Or
how true is that?
3,000.
How true is that really? Unless they're numbering each unit, which nobody is in 6 scale. How true is that? But that's a hypothetical for another day.
This was a good example here that Eric brought up here. The snowtrooper people, Hadalorian, and they were like, "Are you going to get this? Did you get it?" I never was part of that snowtrooper hype. I never gave a shit. In fact, I remember with the original, I just started collecting Hot Toys. I didn't care for the snowtrooper back then, and I still don't care for it now. And to me, it's freaking outrageous because it's is it 280 on Sideshow, and then when you pepper in the trifecta, you're looking at what, 330 maybe?
Well, that's what I'll admit to you. That's what happened. So Star Wars is one of the IPs that I definitely had to cut down a lot of. Like I had to cut Star Wars down to original trilogy, and even let's go even further from original trilogy. Empire Strikes Back is my favorite Star Wars film of all time.
Me too.
So
Well, Return
anything
of the
from
Jedi.
there. So when the Snowtrooper came out, I was like, oh, this is awesome. I remember they made that 2-pack from the video game, which is like that's an untouchable price for some that trying to resell it. So when I saw that, and I won't lie to you, I was in the queue on Sideshow, ready to get it. And then I saw that price and I was like 280. And I didn't even have to do the math. I was like 280 for let's face it, it's a trooper. That's going to be an over $300 figure. No head sculpt, no nothing. And I'm like, that 300 can get allocated someplace else. That's
somebody posted on Reddit. It was 345 when you factor in the trifecta. 345,
and on top of that, there's people out there that are getting multiples. What about that new one, the new droid that came out, the one that's the Grievous, I don't know the name of it, the one that's basically like the one that's behind General Grievous, that there were like 2 of them, there was a guard or whatever it was, that's
the
behind
Magna Guard.
Yeah, I mean, everyone was instant. Like the comments I saw instantly were like, gotta get 2 or 3, because that's, and I'm like, this thing is like all plastic and it's like 280, and I'm like, I was like, oh my God. I mean, listen, I'm not one to listen, everyone has their own thing, right? There's people online right now that could be saying you're buying Mondo, so who are you to say? I get that. Everyone, I don't like pointing fingers, but it's just, what I mean is like, everyone's just got to like, there's got to be a push comes a shove. Like there's got to
pick your battles. Yeah,
you have to pick your battles. Like we're all going to spend money on stuff that we can all criticize each other for. I mean, we can do this all day, and you just got to pick and choose your battles. And what's most important to you.
I'll play the steel man between the Magna Guard and the Snowtrooper. The Magna Guard from top to bottom is brand new, expensive.
No, it brand new. The Snowtrooper, there's nothing totally original on it that's garnered that price. There's
the only new thing in the Snowtrooper's defense is that they're using newer, longer lasting materials and soft good versus the old days. Like the original Snowtrooper is literally disintegrated. That is it. But as far as a head sculpt, as far as no Magna. yeah, if anything, I create like a point system in my head. On
Mm.
look, you folks out there know that my room is a sanctuary for Star Wars droids. It just is, right? Except for one droid. One droid is not ever allowed to enter this room, but I do love Star Wars droids. I soft spot in my heart, and the Magna Guard. I'll probably get two, but I did get two. I did get two of the Droidicas, which I love. They're in my display case, and I did USB hack them. So my Droidicas are phenomenal. I had fun playing with. I love USB hacking, and the fact that the Droidicas didn't even have like the actual red lit eyes. I did it. It to me was an easy. I'm like, oh, this is a no-brainer for me. This is up my alley. But I think this guy's going to be. I think is he USB powered or something, so I don't even have to. Details. Is it? What's in the box? Additional details. Batteries. Oh, USB hack. Powered by batteries. No, I don't do button cell batteries. But again, to have General Grievous. By the way, I have General Grievous on pre-order,
So
and it was a waitlist conversion too, which
Yeah.
is wild because Grievous was one of the ones that people were making excuses. Grievous was one of the tap dance excuses because when they started sending out the invoices, people knew, oh, we're getting into Christmas, and now
wait a minute, they're like, oh, I'm happy with my sideshow version. That's another-
all of a sudden that shitty sideshow version, I'm like, oh, I don't need it. Yeah,
It didn't look so bad, right? It was pretty appealing to a lot of people.
yeah, I can't wait to get it. So it was a waitlist conversion for me. I'm like, oh, cool. I didn't have my deposit sitting in someone's account, and the fact that I can, so I had my waitlist conversion. So I can't wait to get Grievous. Grievous is a droid that I look forward to get it. I've not gotten him yet, and the only difference with the Magna Guard though is I'm probably going to pre-order this guy through Alter Ego. I don't know how long this whole tariff trifecta is going to fucking last, and I take every cent into account when I am using my spreadsheet. And I'm sorry, someone will tell me, well, the tariff is only $23. I'm sorry. I go, you guys may just see a small amount. I factor all of that in. I factor in the shipping and the tax, and I go, everything absolutely I take into account, especially since I have a tendency of pre-ordering big ticket Kickstarters and HasLabs. So I have to factor in where I can balance the books on this side so that I can, look forward to the cooler stuff like Tomy if they don't screw me out of the goddamn Enterprise. But going back to this, like this is bonkers here. Like we've had a bunch of, and look, and it's all so Snowtrooper. Was it a timed release or something? I don't care. I don't.
It wasn't. I mean, that wasn't time, but they set a date for it. It wasn't one of those that just randomly popped up. Like the Spider-Man, I think it just popped up on whatever. But the Snowtrooper had an actual date, queue, jump in, fight for it, that kind of thing.
Okay. Yes, it was mentioned to me that there's two versions of that guard. A blue one is up for pre-order, and the white one. So if that's the case, then I would probably just order the blue one and then wait for the white one if it was shown in the preview. So yes, thank you for jogging my memory because I do want to, and I could sleep better at night. At least they're different colors. So I got my deluxe Wolverine finally yesterday, but I'm still waiting for my battle damage T800. The T800 was another example of FOMO gone wild by YouTubers and influencers. That was one that everybody was fucking losing their mind, jizzing over. And then when they finally got released, everybody started bitching and dragging their feet. Isn't the T1000 isn't it like on dead stock? Isn't it just sitting there? Like what happened to all the T2 love? Everybody bitched and raved about it. And then once these invoices started to ship out.
Well, the other thing, the other interesting thing about it is, Denobi, is that, and I've talked to a couple buddies about this, which is, when you have people that are buying, and it depends on how invested you are in social media and stuff, but like Wolverine, for example, right? Wolverine, I'm very excited for a lot of people that yellow suit Hugh Jackman Wolverine is like the Wolverine people have wanted, right? It's the epitome of And there's nothing wrong with that. It's the version many people feel is the iconic version. But when you have a lot of people that day one pre-order this stuff from Hong Kong, get it, and then you're seeing this thing dumped on the aftermarket, it's like, does that kill the hype for you? You know, in general, and I don't mean this like you specifically, but like I'm getting mine on Monday. For me, I am not concerned about when I get my figures. As long as I'm
No.
getting them, I don't care. Like I'm not rushing to get something to do a YouTube video review. I'm not
No.
worried about day one. I don't care about that, you know. But my whole thing is that like I think there is a little bit of that also that can kill the hype for people sometimes, is that when you see this figure being bought and flipped, you know, whether it's profitability or not, it's like, does that kind of kill it for you, where it's like, shit, people are already selling this thing, taking a loss on it, and I haven't even gotten it yet. I'm getting it on Monday. I hope it lives up to the excitement that I have, you know, for it myself personally. I know I'm gonna be fine. I'm not getting rid of it. I wanted the figure. I can't wait for it. But I just think that the FOMO can definitely hurt people in a way, if you're, depending on how invested you are on social media, when you see people getting this stuff day one and then they're flipping it a month later, you know, for, I'm not even worried about profitability, but I just wonder how that feels for some people that are still kind of the last on the boat to get stuff. And
I
I do
can't
think,
believe that's still a thing. I can't believe the influencers are still doing that shit. Like that leads nowhere. That goes nowhere. Like especially with Hot Toys.
well, you just can't afford to keep it up. You know, if you're buying X23 day one and putting up reviews, I mean, you can't. If you're a YouTuber in the United States, I'm not trying to get down that rabbit hole, but you can't compete with other people like figure. You know,
Yeah.
if you're familiar with Figure Hideout, who
Yep.
literally has a partnership with Hot Toys, I mean, you can't compete with that. So you can't compete with that kind of stuff when he's putting out a video now pre-done, you know, the day of when the figure is announced. You can't compete with that kind of stuff. I know it was MRC collectibles and stuff like that, but like you can't compete with that. So who are you competing with at that point? You know, to get 500 views and you're spending $500 on a figure to get what, 1,000 views? It doesn't pay. It does, so who are you doing it for? You know?
Yeah. Eric, are you getting the two? So I've pumped the brakes on clone troopers and stormtroopers. There's just, unfortunately, I cannot. Uh, the way it with my personal situation, uh, especially where Star Wars is going, I have to pick my battles. Like for example, Leia Organa Bush. I haven't pre-ordered her yet. She's Return of the Jedi. She's a mandatory going to enter my collection, but she's a $350 figure, right? If I go through Sideshow, was it 285 there?
Something like that. Yeah. It's gonna
Tariff
be,
trifecta,
but I
shipping,
mean,
tax.
minimum 280 is going to cost you over 300 without even doing the math. It's going to be over 300.
So
And that's just tax and shipping with no tariffs.
yeah, and we're still within the age of tariffs. So, and Sideshow is like, oh, by the way, here's an extra bill. You know, it's kind of the whole situation with Sideshow. It's kind of like you go out to dinner with Sideshow, and Sideshow is a restaurant, and then when you get the bill, the 20% in gratuity has been added, but you know, like the service wasn't even that fucking good. Like that's how the tariffs, the way I look at it, and that's how Sideshow presents the tariffs to me. It's annoying as hell, and so I have to. And the great thing is that there are authorized retailers out there that can eliminate one of those trifecta charges, right?
Mhm.
Alter Ego doesn't do. Alter Ego will still charge you shipping, and then they split the tariff, but they don't charge me sales tax. My sales tax in the state of Nevada is 8.5.
And it sucks and it sucks too, because your reward systems with whoever you buy your stuff from, generally, I mean, you know, you have points,
Yeah.
Sideshow rewards, it's literally being evaporated by just
Yes.
using it to pay for tariffs. So you're
Yes.
literally, you know, like when you save up rewards for points and stuff, where, you know, it would help you maybe eat into your cost, it's literally eliminating the tariffs in some situations. So
Yep.
it's frivolous. I mean, and companies, let's face it, I mean, and I work for a company also that is being impacted directly by tariffs, is that you know, they're not going to openly give out extra rewards. You know, Sideshow's not going to automatically just double their reward system to try to help you. They're not going to go out. You know, why would they? It's a business.
Yeah.
So you have to be smart as a collector and do your research. I mean, these aren't Marvel Legends that are $30, which even that's egregious in a lot of ways. You know, these are expensive items, and you just have to be smart about it. And it sucks. And I don't knock anybody who pre-ordered stuff a year ago. Like, I won't lie to you. There's stuff that we didn't know this was going to happen a year ago, right? This whole
No,
tariff war, like, it wasn't
that's
predicted a
why I
year
felt
ago.
like I was better than this. Like, why am I
Yeah.
being punished?
Yeah.
Right?
So, I mean, there's stuff that's come in. Like, I got an invoice the other day for the Batman Armory, $575. So that's with tariffs. Put it this way, Denobi, I don't want to say where I got it from because I don't want to. $575 for the Batman Armory, and that's also, by the way, with no tax and no shipping.
Oh,
But that's with tariffs, and I was just like, that's still,
yeah, that's a lot. And
no tax, no shipping, but there was almost $30 in tariffs added onto it. So 575 was the nut total.
and speaking of Return of the Jedi, this also in my spreadsheet, I created a watch list. I have in my Google spreadsheet, I have stuff that I've paid for, put in NRD, and then I've been forced to create a watch list because Hot Toys is averaging close to 75 pre-order announcements within a freaking calendar year. I can't remember this shit. This is just too much stuff. So I have to then, all right, I'm not going to pre-order it, but let me put it in my watch list so that I know to expect it. And because Hot Toys operates like a national retailer, just like Sideshow and others, they probably operate on a calendar year. And folks, I've said this throughout the years, retailers balance and cook the books by before December 31st. So this constant tap out excuses, oh, the final release figure doesn't look like what I was expecting. I go, come on, man. This is Hot Toys, right? You don't think they're gonna fulfill their POs by before December 31st, and then Sideshow, I'll bet you Sideshow has a I should give it a name. I bet you Sideshow has a VIP list of pre-orders of collectors that they know won't punk out. Yeah, I feel like I've gathered enough. And I'll give you an example, like Hadalorian. Like, it's crazy. We'll pre-order something on day one, and he gets it before me. And then I end up getting mines like weeks fucking later. I give you an example. The artisan Black Widow. We day one pre-order, me and Hadalorian, day one pre-order the same fucking day. It was a queue. He got his weeks after I got mine.
Yeah.
I go, holy shit, Sideshow has to be managing a VIP list, like collectors that aren't gonna make excuse. But I've never done that. See, that's the thing. My pre-orders are small, but I don't think I'm a flaky fucking collector. Like, if I pre-order something, I fulfill my order. I don't cancel or make some bullshit excuse. And I like, he got his artisan Black Widow weeks first. I go, Sideshow has to be running a VIP list of their pre-order buyers, collectors that won't make a stink. I don't think I've made a stink with
or people who spend a higher dollar value in a calendar year or something.
I've told him that. I've also told him, I go, it's probably
he buys statues from them. I think he buys a lot of statues from Sideshow.
I think the VIP list is just that they know that you're not going to raise a fuss and has a bigger purchasing power. Yeah. Which is crazy because I feel like I've been spending a lot of money this year, but it's not through Sideshow.
Yeah.
I can't stand Sideshow. It's not through Sideshow. It's just bonkers. I mean, I dropped like $2,500 on the whole Tomy Klingon stuff and the HasLab and all that stuff, but it's not through Hot Toys. Hot Toys isn't the only I guess girl in town. There's everybody is vying for my dollar. But I guess with Hadalorian, he sticks within the same lane of Hot Toys or statues or whatever. So that's probably what. So they have to be running some sort of VIP list. So I kind of segue there, but yes, like Leia, she's in my watch list, and then I did pre-order General Kenobi, not Kenobi. This dude, Han Solo. You can get through Alter Ego. I mean, he has to, right? That's it's part of
I
the
mean, for
Empire
me,
Strikes Back.
it's Empire Strikes Back, which is
It's Empire Strikes Back.
that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So it's picking your battles. But like, look at this crap. Why is there 3 friggin' SKUs on this character? This is from the video game. Like, this is some wild shit. Like Hot Toys. What are you doing? This is from the game, which I played the first one and I hated it. This is from part of Death Stranding 2. I hated the first game. I bought it. I was hyped for it. It stunk. And then John Wick. Is there an order like this is too much? How many John? Come on, folks. How many John Wicks do you need? Did you pre-order John Wick, Ryan? Did you?
I did the original. I did, yes. I didn't do the artisan because
Okay.
I have. Well, that's a separate conversation. I did not get the artisan because, frankly, I don't. Artisan has. I've lost a lot of faith in artisan and the amount of money. And frankly, if you look
Yes.
at them, the sculpted is so damn good that for the price difference, I couldn't justify the difference in the artisan. So I got the regular version. But John Wick 1 holds a very special place in my heart. That's the original. So there was.
I love the film franchise.
Yeah, but John Wick 1 is just, there's something about that movie where I will admit it sucks that they're out of sequencing the figures where, like, you know, they started with 2 and then that back, obviously, but 1, 1 was always coming home. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But I don't need 7 John Wicks though.
Thank you. I have one.
need-
I have John Wick 2. I don't need another.
I have a John Wick 2. I didn't get the 4th one, whatever the latest one was. I never got that.
Yeah.
I still have John Wick 2. I think that's a great figure. But John Wick 1, that is a distinctive look. So I was like, yeah, that's coming home. That's definitely. But I didn't get the artisan version because, like I said, I didn't see the need to pay the upgrade for the hair when it's the style of it doesn't make a difference to me. So.
Mhm. I thought that trend was a big swing. Yeah, I don't. Look. I applaud Hot Toys for taking a risk. Right, it's always good to expand your portfolio in video games. But Death Stranding, the first one, the characters were not worthy of buying. You gotta really pick your battles now. And Predator, like. No.
Listen, I'm not a huge Predator fan. It's the OG one for me. Same thing with Alien. It's like OG. That's it. I don't need 17 of them. But to each their own. Like I said,
to each their own. It really is. It's not. And I enjoy.
Like we go back to what we said. You just. I mean, unless you're a millionaire, literally, it's just impossible to get everything. It's not possible to get everything.
But even if you get most of everything, like how much space you're gonna?
Well, that's what I mean. Unless you're a millionaire who could dedicate a house to toys
or a warehouse,
it's kind of what I mean. Is one way or another. It's not. It's overkill, I guess.
And is it really fun? Right.
It becomes hoarding at that point. There's a fine line between, and I think you've talked about that in the past, when you start having stuff stacked up that you can't even open it within a timely manner.
When you build a pile of shame with brown sugar, and you're really enjoying it.
A lot of it, and I've always criticized Denobi, a lot of influencers and everything like that. I feel like and I think you and I've talked about it on the side, is that there's a lot of hype when stuff comes out for an announcement, right? When there's an announcement, there's an awful lot of hype. There's an awful lot of reaction videos to stuff. But where is it when the invoices come in?
Oh, yeah.
Is the same hype there? Is the same hype there 6 to 8 months to a year later? Everyone's hyped up over X release, or I should say not release, announcement. But when the invoices come in, is that same hype there? And I feel like people are really hyped up over the announcement phase, the reaction video phase, the talk about it, this, that, and the other. But when push comes to shove to pay those invoices, is that same hype there? And I would argue and say it's not, personally.
No, boy, and it's always interesting how the scrutiny comes out when those invoices show up. Huh?
Yeah. Yep.
It doesn't look like the prototype or whatever. The sculpt is off. I'm like, come on, people, really? Really?
Yep.
Come on. But 2.0 jungle, Derek. I don't collect Marvel DC. I'm good. Yeah, just stick with your lanes. That's
See, like
really
for me, I love obscurity, and what I mean by obscurity is, we know Hot Toys does the big three, right? Marvel,
yeah.
DC, Star Wars. I've always loved the obscure IPs, and what I mean by that is like RoboCop. People may not think but like that's not an IP they do a lot of figures of normally, or like a John. Like so, when you see something like the Spider-Mans, the Japanese. I like something that, yes, that's Marvel, but it's
Man, it was
different
so
than
unique. I really wanted it. I know.
it's different than the stuff that we're normally used to getting, and so I
Yeah.
like those one-off IPs that are like like the 80s. Like they don't do a lot of that stuff anymore. They
Mm.
just don't. They focus so much on, like, I mean, Star Wars. I mean, shit, they could do Star Wars by themselves and just keep pumping out stuff left and right because there's just so much. There's such a catalog of things they could do. But I love more unique stuff that's obscure that they don't do as often anymore, or things like that. They have to go really deep into the well for, that kind of thing. Those are the things that I like the most now.
That Japanese Spider-Man, has that been released already? That was
Yeah, oh yeah,
never
it's been
meant.
out. Yeah, I have that one, and I had the American version. I was able to get on Sideshow within that
Okay.
6-minute window, and actually, shout out to Kaju Daddy. He actually picked me up a Japanese version also at retail, so I actually have both
Oh.
versions. So
Oh.
he was able to
Oh.
walk into the store and actually get one for me.
At retail.
Yeah.
Oh, last time I spoke to Kaiju Daddy, he was telling me about the Tamashii Nation's Chogogan train,
Yeah.
Back to the Future train.
Yeah.
And he said it was going to be. I need to touch base with him. It hasn't been released yet.
That
has
I
it?
don't believe has been released. No, I don't think it has
Okay.
been released yet.
Okay.
No. But I mean,
Well,
but he was putting out some feelers like, hey, I'm going to the store. He's always done. I'm not. There's no
Yeah.
secret. He's always done. He's done favors for people.
Yeah.
anyone who needs them. But
I hung out with the dude. You know that.
Yeah,
he showed me some spots in Tokyo. And
yeah, he went to one of the Hot Toy store, wherever
Yeah.
here in Japan, and he was like, "Listen, if you want one, let me know." And I sent him money. He picked one up for me at retail, so I have the
Yeah,
Japanese
I want one
versions.
at retail. Oh, I'll reach out to him.
He said they didn't sell out, so I don't know if they're still
Oh
available.
hell, he was trying to get me on the Tamashii Nations. I told him I needed it. I wasn't ready to on that, but I'll go for the Japanese Spider-Man. That sounds cool as shit.
Yeah. Yep.
And especially with flights and the yen being so weak still, there's a good chance I'll probably be going with the family next year again around spring. I haven't confirmed that yet, but I love Japan. Tokyo is the shit. It's like toy mecca out there.
Yep.
Man, it's freaking well. Yeah, it's Japanese. Did you get yours yet, or did he ship it?
No, he didn't ship it yet because, not to go down a rabbit hole, but he's also my 1/12 scale crack dealer. So I get a couple. I do 1/12 also.
Yes.
There's a couple figures that, like, if I forget to pre-order something, he's like, I got you if you need something. So he has to ship me like 4 or 5 figures, but I tell him I'm in no rush. Like, I'm not like I need it tomorrow, because we know shipping is, from him to me is Japan to New Jersey is going to be a project.
Yeah.
So he builds up a little catalog for me, and then we work out shipping. So I tell him, like, do what you got to do. No, I'm in no rush. So I haven't gotten anything yet, because there's one other figure that I'm waiting on before he ships everything for me.
Too many.
I got that brown suit Wolverine. I got the email from Sideshow about that. Yeah, I think my last payment is actually on Christmas, ironically. They told me that it's incoming, so I have that on Sideshow. I have a final payment on that one too.
Are you collecting all the Wolverines?
No, no. Yellow suit, brown suit, and we're good. The yellow suit, one of them. The brown suit, I got the brown suit Wolverine because I got the Hono brown suit, and I love that version. And I have a Mondo brown suit, so I was like, okay, how do I not get the Hugh Jackman version? And I do have, ironically, and I was gonna get rid of it, but I think there's gonna be a little bit of FOMO for it, so I'm holding on to it. Is the shirtless Wolverine, the one with no shirt? I think that's gonna be a sleeper figure that people like, low batch. So, but outside of that, I'm not getting anything else. Like the Deadpool's, like, I don't know how people are going down that rabbit hole.
Yeah,
That stuff. I just can't do it.
It's too many of them. Yeah,
it's just too many. I mean, and the thing is the thing with Hot Toys is that people want them to release stuff they're going to put out stuff when they want to. Like we don't have the whole Resistance Force. Like we don't have Gambit. You know, they teased Gambit, they teased Elektra, they teased. You know,
Yeah.
from they're going to keep putting out those figures. It's just that they're going to do it when they want to. But like Fantastic Four, there was no. I mean, the hype for that came and went so fast. Like I because of that whole. You know, it just no interest at all. None.
Did you like the movie?
I thought it was okay. I
It
thought the
was
movie would.
passable, right?
It was passable, yes. I love the Jetsons. I loved what Marvel was able to weave the narrative of that 60s retro Jetsons style of film. I loved it. It was a good movie. It was better than what I expected it to be, I will say. I did
I
like it a
mean,
lot. I love the suits. I mean, the figures look great. I love those
yeah,
baby powder blue suits and stuff. It's just that I think a lot of people feel the same thing, like, oh, we're gonna get other versions in Doomsday. Like, so that was, you know, and it's a lot of money. You're talking like
yeah,
$1,500 for four
yeah,
figures. So it's, it's a lot.
yeah. And it drives me bonkers that they still do multiple SKUs. Like, stop doing that, Hot
And
Toys.
each
Like,
one of them comes with a, what's the robot?
Herbie.
Herbie. I think Mr. Fantastic and Sue Storm both come with Herbie if you want to get a version. So you're going to have
It,
multiple. I mean, it's just,
yeah, if you want it like a deluxe, like I don't understand. That just that kills me. That
yeah.
the thing was, yeah, I think the thing, because out of every
He's
set,
the only one that's probably the most unique. I mean, he's unique,
and he's probably going to be the chase. Out of every set, there's always a chase
There's
that's
always
always
one
got.
that's, yes, correct. And I think a lot of people with Fantastic Four had a worry of like a Guardians of the Galaxy issue. Like we never got a Drax from Volume 2, so you have an incomplete
Yeah,
line of figures. And I know that Johnny Storm was heavily delayed for putting out the final product. So I think a lot of people held off on those figures because they were worried, like, are we not going to get the complete team? And I think when that figure finally came out, I think licensing, whatever it was that caused that delay, I think the ship sailed on it, where a lot of people were just like, there's just so much shit out there that like,
yeah,
I'm good. Good.
yeah. Again, close to 75 pre-order announcements. You're not going to be able to get everything,
Hmm.
so it's really hard. And this was something that really affected me with the excitement. Oh, Denobi, you're gonna talk about aliens. Like, I don't give a shit about aliens. Denobi, they just announced Predators. I'm like, oh god, another fucking Predator, another one. Shoot me. I'm not gonna sound excited to so it was just every day it was just. And look, and I love I promote. I really do appreciate Hot Toys expanding their portfolio, but my God, is it overwhelming? It should feel fun. It shouldn't feel like a burden. Um, and it's not like they're. I mean, they're not even taking shortcuts. Like, dude, I can't even find like how they. That's where the whole, my conspiracy. Like they've cracked it. They've cracked the code of profitability, right? It's a shame that Sideshow hasn't, and they're still dragging their feet with the Star Wars line, and who knows what site in their own. What's it? The Scum and Villain line, and they're asking what $300. Have you seen the
Oh,
Sideshow Star Wars line?
yeah. What is it? The bounty hunters and stuff. It's
Yeah, the
like,
bounty and
oh my
the alien,
God.
the rogue aliens, and all that, and it's like
Yeah.
it kills me that Sideshow
I mean,
feels.
the only way that you could honestly do it is if you commit to, I'm only doing Star Wars. It's the only way to do it. Or
Yeah,
I'm only doing Marvel. Like, and you really are. Like I said, I'm not criticizing anybody that is that way. Like, if you're a Star Wars collector and that's it, then that, power to you. But like, if you're dabbling in, like you and I are, in everything, a little bit of everything, and not just,
yeah,
like I said, I'm in Mondo, I'm heavy in 1/12 scale, that whole thing. And 12 scale is putting out literally stuff every single day. Like, there's not even a joke. Like, every day there's stuff coming out from multiple companies. It's like you just have to be, you know, resilient and selective. You just have to be.
So are you going? So you said 112. So I guess NR got kicked in the
Mhm.
balls 1/6, and I know they're trying to pivot with
Yeah, they're adding 1/12 to the portfolio. So
yeah. So these are so when like right here. So that's 112. The Catwoman right here.
yes,
Okay.
yeah.
I just find it. It just kills me. I'm sorry. I'm very cynical. The whole why are we still dabbling with the Christopher Nolan universe, and we're now being forced to enter the James Gunn Batman universe. It's too much. It's. I know people would love to take me, but Denobi, you love Iron Man. I go, yeah, but Iron Man. I mean, it's been Robert Downey Jr. for the last 15 whatever years, and it just seems like every year when you fart, there's a different version of Batman.
Well, it goes back to what we said though. It sells. I mean, I hate to say, I mean, for example, like how many, I jokingly said, like, how many Heath Ledger Jokers do we need? You're right.
Yeah.
But it sells. And now look who's gotten this same treatment. I mean, I've been so out of commenting on my social media stuff, but like Anakin Skywalker, we can say the same thing about Anakin Skywalker with the multiple artisans they've made within a small time frame, right? You have like the light side, you have the dark side, you have the Ahsoka, you have this, that, the other. It's like wild. Holy shit! It's like, and people were freaking out because they made another one. So it's obviously companies see that it sells, they're going to keep milking it, right? If it sells.
That whole Anakin roller coaster was that not was that not kind of stupid?
It was incredibly stupid, but also comical when you're not invested in it.
Yeah,
it didn't impact you. Like people who spent $1,200 on one and then they made another one, and people are like, I can't help but laugh at it because it was like, okay.
And then there was the Star Wars Celebration version, which then
there was a Celebration version that people went to Japan and got, and then I was like, okay, it's whatever. I mean, it's just okay. What are you gonna do?
Oh my god!
People trying to act like they weren't upset, they weren't
burned,
trying to justify.
Yeah, that's right. You knew absolutely they friggin' were.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna be wrapping it up in a few minutes here, but for you folks who haven't seen it yet, I'm gonna post the video because I have a story to tell about this. So, I'll just run the video.
Oh, you're gonna pay. I notice your pain runs deep. I think it's time we share. It's time we put an end to the pain and misery you have caused.
Hey, wait a minute. Hold on. Do you know who I am? I am Boba friggin' Fett. How dare you? What? You're gonna throw me in there? This is outrageous. No.
Time for an end.
Damn you. I am a limited release, you monster. Oh, my joints were still tight. $600 down the pit, at least. Pose me dynamically before I die. My bladder is going to peel in here. I survived Tatooine, but not this bad display posture inside this solid pit. I've been eaten by worth collectors. How dare you?
You're not getting out this time.
This pit has a 0 resale value. I was a limited release. Tell me my accessories are coming with me. Not the jetpack. Please. Remember me in mint condition.
Oh, the pain you caused.
This is why collectors can't have nice things.
I wanted to end it with that video because I felt it was so important. It's like an allegory because that figure was released.
Oh, I had it. Oh my god! Don't even.
2021, right? I believe it was 2021. And I felt it was like a crossroads figure of the epitome of like bullshit, FOMO, and hype.
Mm-hmm.
And look where it's brought us to now. And I knew that I had been away from YouTube for a while. And I go, I think now more than ever, it's really, really important to do the thing that I said I was going to do and bury this piece of shit.
Can I tell you there's another 2-pack that I think was a 1-2 punch also? It was that Boba Fett 2-pack, and I personally think it's that that Batman Superman. The black suits.
One too.
What's that?
Well, yes and no. The Batman Superman, it's another example of overhype, but the
Boba Fett was the worst. No, that was the worst.
The worst one.
Oh no, there's no doubt there was the worst one because people wanted that trench coat nightmare Batman 2.0. I get that. I'm just saying though, like for value wise, like that one, people literally bought that 2-pack to flip the Superman for they didn't even they never even took it out of the packaging. But that Boba Fett was by far it was the death of the 2-packs. Also, it's probably why you never see another Hot Toys 2-pack again.
Oh, good point. I didn't think about that.
Like anyone ever says, "Oh, you should make a 2-pack." Like, why? There's no reason to. No, people can't pay $300, let alone $600 now.
Yeah. It was interesting because I'm like, you know what? Collectors are essentially tapping out. They're pruning out, and you can if you had like a thumbtack board with strings tied with the thumbtacks.
It leads back to Boba Fett.
You could almost run it right back to that. And to me, that was like an allegory. Like that was the epiphany of like, look at the mismanagement. Look at what
for me, not necessarily personally, but for me, if I had to put a thumbtack to something, it's Mando season 2.
Yeah, that was
all. If you really think about it, all those figures from Mando, the Ahsokas, the Bo-Katans, all those, you can't sell those things for below. I mean, you're taking a loss on them. They're all lost figures. I mean, and Boba Fett is part of that. He is part of that,
right? The start of the chaos.
But I feel like because remember we had the Mandalorian and then they gave us the Chrome Mandalorian and all the Grogus you got with every one of them, the Blur, all the the speeder bikes and shit. I think Mando season 2 was the start of people realizing like, oh crap, like that
was
that for me at least. That's for me.
Yeah. And then everybody started unloading it in the secondary market, and
the Marvel Infinity War line too. You could argue and say that too. The Infinity War line.
Yeah.
I mean, that was during COVID when people were hyping all that shit up and buying everything, and then everything's being dumped.
Yeah, it was. That's right, Infinity War. Yeah, but something about the Book of Boba Fett. It was.
I know it.
It was
the show sucked too. That didn't help.
The show was trash. It was trash, and it was wild to see collectors gaslighting themselves into enjoying it. Like it's still to this day. It was. I mean, if there was ever a psychological test, like you got to watch it. I'm like, no.
Well, that's how it was with that's how I felt with Ahsoka. We were like, oh, Ahsoka. It's because I'm like it was. Stupid show. I watched it.
Never even gave Ahsoka a chance. I'm like no. Is there a season 2 of Ahsoka?
Yeah, I think it got greenlit for a season 2. I think it did. Like I mean, I don't mean to go off topic, but like, is there the Mandalorian movie? Is there any you couldn't pay me to go to the theater to see that movie.
I've said, and I'll say this on records. I've told this to a few other people. I will see it in theaters if the film is certified rotten fresh.
Yeah.
If it gets good word of mouth.
I don't want to be negative. I just don't see like, is it the wrong timing for a Mandalorian movie? I don't know. Like the way movies are nowadays and it is what I mean, I don't know. I just don't.
I'm very picky about theaters. I irk myself. I mean, and it's not just about the cost of movies, it's the whole shebang. I was talking to my son earlier about Avatar. He went to go see Avatar with his friends. He's like, Dad, you should go see Avatar. I go, the reviews came in, man. Oh no, but it's a good movie. I go, I'll go see it on discount Tuesday. I don't have any appointments on Tuesday. I'll go see it on Tuesday. But he wanted to go see it today and he liked it. And it's not just about the cost. It's about that it eats up my whole day.
Well, for me, I have
That
kids.
kills me.
Well, for me, I have kids. I have a 5-year-old and I have a
Yeah.
1-year-old. So it's like for me to it's a project to go to the theaters, to get a babysitter and all that stuff. So it's got to be something that I'm willing to invest more than my time for. And like Mandalorian's a good example. Like I wouldn't even think about picking up the phone and saying, "Hey, can you watch my kids for 2 hours? We're gonna go see." It's not even on the radar. It's something that I can't even tell you right now. Like if this thing came to Disney Plus 30 days later for streaming, I'm not even sure if I would sit there and watch it at this point. That's
Yeah,
just the honest truth.
I've reserved my time for movie theaters for tentpole events,
Yeah.
unfortunately. And it has to have a good score. Like, all right, if you're gonna drag me out there and it has to be really good. Because it's not just that the movie is I think how long is Avatar? I think it's
They're
3.5.
They're minimum now 2.5 hours, which that's long for me. That's minimum for Avatar.
But the Avatar movie is 3 hours though, isn't it?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, it's 3 hours plus the AMC's 30 minutes of trailer,
Yeah.
plus the 20-minute drive to the good theater, where
An 8 o'clock movie, you're out at
Yeah.
midnight.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. And that just drives me bonkers. I'm like, oh, cool. My whole day is shot for a shitty film. So like if I see a movie, God damn it, it has to be really, because if I'm going to lose a whole day, a whole calendar friggin' day.
Holy shit!
that's
Holy shit! We're old, man. When we're complaining about going to the movie.
That's it. That's it. That's it. I'll confess. I sound like
old.
you're
I'm
absolutely
old.
right. You're absolutely right. I do sound like you're absolutely right.
Me too.
The tickets are expensive, and you're gonna kill my whole goddamn evening. And yes, I'm part of that John Campia crowd. The 30 minutes of friggin' trailers. Yes, that comes out of my day. And then 20 minutes to drive there, 20 minutes to get home for a film that was mediocre. So it has so with the Mandalorian film, my God, it needs to be, and I'm not talking like 70%. It needs to be like 85% and above, and I'll consider seeing it in theaters. But I mean, the timing is bad. Star Wars is on. I've been saying it's on a live support. This gaslighting of Star Wars collectors always drives me bonkers. Like the Martin here is talking about it. Like everybody says Ahsoka was born or wasn't good, but then who was pre-ordering the Ahsoka figures?
And that's the thing. And what's funny is that Ahsoka. I think people in the chat can correct me because it was like 14 figures they made.
Yeah,
it was a shit ton of. It wasn't like they made 5 and like 4. They made a shit ton of. They made like 14 figures from that show. Like anybody who showed up for 2 seconds, it was just all. So to be committed to that, like you got to be a Star Wars only collector, really, to be committed to all that. It's just there's no way.
And then some. And then some. Because this is ridiculous. This is what's in stock right now on Sideshow. You have the Chopper, and then like the Darth Maul concept, which I thought was a joke. I remember people raving over this thing. I go, this is stupid. The Darth Maul, and look at it, it's sitting there. How many Vaders do we need? This is which version? Is this the rainbow version Vader? This is the rainbow. It's nobody wants it.
The cell shaded. That was an exclusive. That was
exclusive. A Clone Commander. Of no big surprise, Sideshow's own Star Wars figures, which will be in stock for years to come. Almost gone for now until they reprint Greedo. Says it right. Sideshow loves to reprint their shit. Shin Hati. I'm assuming she's from Ahsoka, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Ahsoka. Another one,
and the thing is that like they're and I'm not criticizing the quality. Like if you look, I mean they're great looking figures. Like they're great looking. Like there's not like, oh well, this thing looks like Thrawn and like all of them. They look amazing. Like if I saw them in person, I'd probably be like, well, they're great looking pieces. I'm not criticizing the quality of them.
No, I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that.
Yes. You're saying minimum 250 to 280 a figure times 14. Like that's quite a bit.
So that Ahsoka the Grey, 305. So with the tariff trifecta, what, 340, 350?
Maybe,
like,
yeah.
How many Ahsokas do you need? Because she's in a gray outfit now? Did you buy it?
That first one was trash. That first DX was trash. I had it. It was trash.
Oh, you don't have her anymore?
No, I don't.
I have her buried behind my ring.
That's a trash figure. I did the USB hack with the lightsabers like you did and all that stuff. And then of course, I mean, no surprise, the second figure, came with all that. But that first one was so trash. It just was.
The Mando film won't make 500. Well, it was even, but what's wacky with the with that Mando film that's going to come out next year was Pedro Pascal even on set? Because
That's the thing is like I feel like it wasn't true for like even like the last season of Mando, like he wasn't there unless he had to have his face shown or something like that. Like he wasn't even
literally phoned it in. Yeah, he was caught. Yeah,
he wasn't even in the suit. I'm from what I heard though, because he obviously he blew up now. Like he's everywhere. Like we have a Pedro Pascal syndrome where he's literally in everything. So
everything now, yeah. And I'm like, no, he absolutely phoned it in. He probably voiced his lines over the phone. So I can't even imagine he was even needed. You're right, only if his face is needed, which is such a fucking joke, such a joke. Then is he still committed to that HBO series, The Last of Us? Oh, he died.
Yeah. I think they're doing another season. Yeah, he's doing another season of that, which that blew up. Which that was a great show. I mean, that was a really good show. I mean, for the first season was for what it was.
Yeah. So it's just too much. But yeah, you're right. These are great figures. And then here's another one. Here's another bad example. Here's this one right here. This fucking joke here. This one right here.
Oh,
this was another one. This was another one. Everybody bitched and moaned that it was going to be another Grail. Right?
I saw no lie. I saw this on BST the other day. Someone was selling this for, I think it was $250.
Jesus.
$250. I was like, holy shit. Holy shit.
So it's on sale now for $270. You can't get rid of this stuff. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't. It's you want to know what's tarnishing the Star Wars merch line? It's garbage like this. You see it sitting there.
Star Wars it's Star Wars. They're their own enemy in a way. It's just
yeah. It sucks. It sucks.
Like for me, Boba Fett, like I have the Empire Strikes Back version, which I think is one of the superior versions, and I have the animated Boba Fett from the first appearance. I mean, look at Arena Fett. That thing tanked.
Yeah.
Look at, I mean, it's a cool piece. Don't get me wrong. The only and here's a question which I'm hoping. I actually am hoping Hot Toys makes it. I would love for them to one day make the prototype Boba Fett. The all white one that Sideshow made.
Yeah. Oh, I'm surprised they haven't. I mean, they love making.
That's going to be That's going to be another damn exclusive 2,000 units. Whatever it is. But like, I mean, is that going to go up in price, or is that just going to be another? I don't know.
Yeah. This is crazy. This is like 2021. Like, just like when Star Wars like I don't understand when Star Wars collectors see this, why they still have the somewhat but because it's Star Wars, I'm committed. I go, maybe it was worth the wait to save $1. I don't. It's just bad. I don't know. I see it as bad.
I mean, nowadays the way that I pre-order stuff nowadays. Day one isn't even in my vocabulary.
You got that right.
There's no rush to get stuff. There just isn't. I mean, the stuff is going to come out, and I play the blue screen game. Like honestly, when it goes down to, it's like, all right, then I'll get it. It's like I'm in no. If I know I'm committed to something and I know I want it, and I'm like, for example, like me, Michael Keaton Batman. I'm a huge, you joke with me, but like. I have the Batman Returns 2.0. I have it on order. That's not a day. I mean, I had comments on my older videos like, "Oh, are you doing a review on this?" I'm like, "No, I'm not in a rush to get the new one. Like, I'll get it when I get it. Like, I'm not in a rush to get it for what? To get it, I want to enjoy my stuff. I'm not in a rush to get it, to review it, to put it in a case and then forget about it. Like, I want to enjoy the stuff that I get, and so, when I know that I want like the Wolverine, like that's not a figure that I need to overpay. I get it when I get it. That's all. There's no rush. I mean, that's how you enjoy it. It's the I feel like a lot of collectors, and I feel like that's the shift. I don't know if you see that, but I think that's the shift that I see a lot of influencers and stuff dabbling in 1/12 now, because they want that immediate satisfaction versus waiting a year, or waiting. That they're dabbling in other things to kind of keep their, that feeling of getting, and 1/12. That's why I see that's what I've noticed. The biggest that for this year, the biggest thing I've seen is the migration to 1/12. That's what I've seen personally.
It does fulfill that
An instant
quick urge,
gratification.
yeah,
But it's
without
not cheaper though. You know, I've talked about this. People think
yes,
because it's 1/12, oh, it's cheaper. No, it's
no,
not
it's not.
necessarily super cheap either. That stuff
No,
still can be expensive. And because it's a little bit less, you're also going to be buying more quantity of it. So it's actually going to put you in a bigger hole potentially. So it's not that, oh, it's cheaper, so I'm going 1/12. It's not necessarily the case.
yeah. Did you just a quick question? Did you ever get the do back, or were you ever not interested in the do back?
No, I never got. I had interest in it, but it just
Okay.
no. I saw you got it though. I mean, it looks amazing.
I, I had it. I received it. I had it in storage almost a year, waiting
Hmm.
to go. I had always told myself I'd wanted to go out to the Big Dunes National
Yeah.
Park and go out there, and it was a lot of fun. Like it really,
Did you upload a video on it recently? I saw it.
I did.
I
I
didn't get a
did.
chance to watch it yet, but
I
it was just a couple days ago. It wasn't
I did. It was just a
day or
quick
two.
it was just a quick unboxing on it, but I had a lot of fun on it.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can. But yeah, I mean, I got to
Awesome.
like like I had fun with it.
Yeah, I mean,
Like I had fun. Something about and it is such a. I keep forgetting because I live in Vegas and I have access to these regions that are within less than 100 miles driving. I knew that I'd always wanted to do this, and you have to go within a certain time because it out there in the desert it gets too
Oh,
hot,
that's
too cold.
awesome. That looks great.
But it was just something like, wow, I kind of wish I would have gotten two
Yeah.
because of the posability and stuff. But when it comes to Star Wars, and it is such, yes, I'm criticizing the destruction or the unhealthiness of collecting Star Wars now, tracing it back to the Book of Boba Fett. But every now and then you do get a gem. Unfortunately, I feel like there's more waste
There's more
gems.
duds there's more duds than gems, frankly.
Yes, there you go. There's more duds than gems, and every now and then you get something like this, and you're like, wow, this is a lot of fun. Like, this is really goddamn cool here.
Yeah.
Like, this is such a really
No, that looks amazing. Like I said,
and
it's there's no the fact that you have that scene, that backdrop, that scenery. I mean, that does help.
it works. It just friggin' works, and it just dawned on me like, man, Hot Toys should really make more Beasts of Burden, and I'm really sold on this thing, and
Yeah.
but it's interesting though, because I know that a lot of collectors who ended up getting the Dewback Stormtrooper set never got it. It's kept it in storage. Hada Lorraine being one of them, and a few other people too that follow me. They're like, yeah, I don't know where to put it, so it's still in the box, which I myself was guilty of. That I ended up having this for almost a year in storage and so forth, and because of its size and such. But no, it was such a. I made a little quick unboxing video just to kind of show, and I had a lot of fun doing it, and I kind of regret not bringing my clone trooper walker out there with me, the little chicken walker that they made for Clone Wars. I'm like, oh, that would have worked out there too. That would have been a lot of fun. Shoot, I was going to end it with the destruction of Star Wars with Boba Fett, but really, really quick. Yes, I am aware that Factor Entertainment and Jazz Inc. are teaming up for a Knight Rider 1/6 scale vehicle. I don't know why they're doing this. It does not make any goddamn sense. I'm assuming that Jazz Inc. is running out of Batman paraphernalia to make.
Listen, he's got to worry about putting out a quality figure.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense because Tomy Plus had their own Kickstarter, which, if you folks are not aware of, they had a 1/10 scale die-cast, fully loaded kit, and if there's one thing that Tomy knows how to make, is vehicles, cars specifically. And this thing, I believe it retailed for $399, but they were I had to turn it down. I couldn't fit it into my budget because I just wanted one, not to flip or to make money, but it was $399, but they were charging $50 flat rate shipping, which I suspected they were padding themselves for the tariff into that shipping, because $50.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. I go, oh, they've padded it with tariff in there. And then sales tax. So for most collectors like me, I didn't just see $399. I saw $500. Exactly what I saw. I'm like, I can't fit this. I go $500, I mean, Tomy went above, and look, they even lowered their backing. I think they went from 5,000 units to like 2,500 just to get it cleared, just to get it passed through. And I think in the end they only ended up with like 2,800 units at that price. I don't know what Jazz Inc. or Yoast, what they believe they're going to be able to get for a 1/6 scale kit.
I have a hard time believing that he could do a Knight Rider for his standard $1,500.
It doesn't make any goddamn sense. Yeah, 2,800 backers right there. So I look, I guess kudos for thinking grand, Jazzing. I just don't know who's going to be interested, because yes, it is a 1/10 scale vehicle from Tomy, but it's die cast, right? And it's fully transformable. It's going to have the super pursuit mode and all of the bells and whistles, lights and sound, electronics that it's going to work and it's going to be dependable. Jazzing vehicle,
a quality paint job.
A quality paint job, right?
I like how you and I can have these conversations now, and actually we are two people speaking on experience versus just talking. We are actually speaking from experience. I like this.
Yeah. But here's the thing with Tomy, and this is what Chris told me, the engineer, is that they use automotive paint. So you're gonna get because I think Kid is a Pontiac Trans Am, right? A T-Bird. Yeah. So you're gonna get a die cat, and shit, dude. Thinking hindsight, I regret not backing it. I really do.
Wait a minute. So are you telling me that Tomy isn't reaching out to people in a Facebook group and asking them to vote on which color they think is the most accurate on their vehicle? Are you telling me that they're not doing that? That they're actually painting their products accurately?
Oh no, dude. Jazz Inc. isn't doing that, is he?
He did that with the '89 Batmobile.
Oh my God, that is.
I remember that he did a video where he had his car painted in different shades, and he was like, "What?"
Because the studio model and the actual production were different shades. Yeah. Oh, that's stupid.
Well, because to be technical, the Batmobile in '89 wasn't true black. It was black with a hint of, I believe it was blue and purple, so it tinted, and he was trying to achieve that, and his car is black and green.
Oh,
green. If you go back and look at my videos in the daylight,
yeah,
you can see it's green.
Oh no, well, that's disappointing. Oh man, but yeah, I mean, so Jazz Inc. is partnered up with Factor Entertainment, and I think it's a Kickstarter, so it's only going to move forward with a certain amount. I don't know what the amount is. I don't even think he has a price yet.
No, it was just a bare announcement. That's all it was.
Okay, I think it's stupid. Again, Tomy had to lower their backing, and Tomy is the leader in diecast, especially when it comes.
That's what he's gonna. Well, if the 1/12 Batwing was any example, it's the same thing that's probably gonna happen. Is that you're gonna set a high number to try to achieve it, and then when it gets down to 24 hours, we're gonna reduce it, because then I guess he'll understand where his numbers are and reduce the backing to get it across. There's no way he's not doing it, even if it's a Kickstarter. There's no way he's not. If he made this kind of announcement with the 1/6 Knight Rider, he's been wanting to do that for a long time. Like I know that the Knight Rider, and I also know that I believe it's the Jeep from Jurassic Park, where that was one that was on his hit list that he always wanted to do for a long time.
Yeah. See, I would feel comfortable if Tomy did it.
But like who? I mean, but like people like I'm a huge RoboCop fan, but like I don't need the Ford Taurus from RoboCop.
Yeah,
it's just I don't need that. It's not iconic enough to say I'm going to spend $1,500 on a Ford Taurus. For $1,500, I can go buy a real Ford used Taurus. Probably. It's like,
I'm with Mitchell on this one. I also have the Playmobil kit, and I'm fine with it too. So I'm good. But
Fan Home did that too. Fan Home did a build up, a 1/8 scale kit.
Oh,
car. And I know it's a model build kit. I know it's different, but it was
yeah.
wildly successful with all the electronics
Oh,
and everything like that. And that's 1/8 scale, and that was easily over $1,000. But I know that model kit is very well done as well.
I mean, nobody wanted to back this. This is crazy. I mean, he went on a production. He went on a PR campaign on this thing, and I mean, they went. I mean, he's look at this. I mean, the fucking thing transforms.
Mhm.
Uh, lights, electron. Look at that. Like, and nobody like they
Vehicles
lowered. They lowered.
vehicles are just very niche, where, like, not to hate on Jazz Inc., but you're more or less selling to your repeat customers that you're having faith that will buy it versus.
But this isn't Batman though. This is
No,
a
but like kit,
long.
like it's cool, but like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's
And then what then I guess the 1/6 figure of Michael, I guess, is Factory Entertainment gonna I think that's what they were doing or
oh, is that what it is? Oh, really? Okay.
yeah, so that's a whole partnership that they were gonna make the 1/6 of I don't know. I
Well,
just don't
good
I
luck to
don't know if this
those. Good
generation
good luck to those that are invested. I mean, I don't think this generation's that invested financially into this guy.
that's what I agree. I think the generation just I mean, there hasn't been anything in the zeitgeist when it comes to Knight Rider. Not
Yeah.
since what, the early 2000s maybe?
It's yeah. They tried
Maybe in a
rebooting it.
TV movie?
I think they tried rebooting the show last year or something like that with it. Yeah, it's just, it's kind of
Optional.
run its course. I think.
Yeah.
I
But
think they're hoping for older, collectors that have money that grew up with this are the ones that are going to be buying it.
goddamn. I go, so good luck to Jazz Inc. on
Like I
the
said with
kit, I guess.
Jazz Inc., they need to put all their efforts into making sure that Catwoman 1/6 figure comes out mint, because
Did you
that's
pre-order that?
is that supposed to be a joke?
Oh, Michelle Pfeiffer. Oh, that's right. Oh
Yeah.
boy. Oh boy.
She's my favorite Catwoman, but I would never spend that kind of money on something that I have no idea what it's gonna. No, I'm good.
Okay, good. Okay, I wasn't sure if you
I
were.
I, I really think Hot Toys is gonna put one out. I really do.
I'm with you on that. And
I
like,
really
and
think that they're gonna put one out.
who's making the Penguin? With
Him,
did Danny DeVito? Is he
him,
doing it too?
yeah.
Oh boy.
He's falling into the syndrome that I criticized Hot Toys for, and I criticized NR for. Anybody who is stacking pre-orders without product is a concerning thing for me. NR has been putting stuff out, like they kind of not
Yeah.
that like they were in an area where I was very concerned, but they've been pumping out figures. Admittedly, they have been putting stuff out, but like for him, what concerns me is that he's doing the 1966 Catwoman now, and so that's like his third or
Eartha
fourth
Kitt?
fig. What's
Eartha
that?
Kitt? Eartha Kitt?
Yeah. So, but my whole point is that you keep putting this stuff out, but you don't have a final product in people's hands, and it's
Mhm.
like that's and these aren't cheap products. They're not
No.
cheap,
No.
and so like that Catwoman, that Michelle Pfeiffer has to be a home run. Like it's got to be. There's no excuses. It's got to be a home run.
Do you think his supporters will create a gravity bubble of protection? Like this is the best
Yes.
figure.
Yes,
Oh,
100%. I think that.
uh,
I mean, I'm just being subjective. I think they're
yeah.
going to get product samples out to people, just other channels,
Yeah.
and then what it is. But I think that it's his first figure. It's going to go through some speed bumps and da da da
God.
da da.
I hate that.
And
I hate that lame ass excuse. It's his first figure. What do you do? Oh, I hate that. That's so fucking
well,
lazy.
that's not for nothing. I that's in our to give credit to, and I know you want to wrap up the stream, but real quick, I think I personally think has really shifted a lot in a positive way. But the one criticism I really do knock them for, and it was really early on, is like I really wish they never got close to YouTube channels. And that was a
Yes.
big problem, is that they got really buddy with a lot of channels, and people were giving them figure of the year before the Joker even came out.
Yeah.
And that was a problem. And I think the Jazz Inc. thing is going to be the same way. Is that, and I know people can say with me because I made YouTube videos. I mean, listen, I was transparent. You know me from day one when that '89 Batmobile came out. I told you that I was gonna. I told you I was committed, even though you told me be prepared. And I did tell you I was getting the Hot Toys one also. And I think to date I'm the only one that's still held up to that. And I know that because even though I haven't made a video in almost a year, that comparison video still gets views. Every day gets views because I'm one of the only people that compared both vehicles subjectively. And I just think that it's gonna, like you said, there's gonna be a blitz of that figure, and that figure needs to be a home run. Subjectively needs to be a home run.
Does anybody in the audience, does anybody know what the expected release date on this?
That's another thing, is I have no idea when these things are coming out.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I'm curious. I'm just, is he,
No idea.
yeah. Holy
No
shit.
idea. His Achilles heel, I feel like, is that he divulges too much. I think you said that.
Yeah.
He divulges
Yeah.
too much
Boy, does he
information.
ever. He just gives it. Yes, he does. To
There's
the point where
sometimes
he's like
there's-
shooting himself. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, like there's sometimes you just got to keep things behind the curtain and just, and I don't want to say too much stuff on stream. Like there's stuff that I know that I'm not going to say anything about, but I know I have a feeling that the reason why there's so many pre-orders being put out is because like it's kind of like, I use the word crowdfunding, and it's funny that he does it with the 12 scale, but I feel like you're putting these pre-orders out because you need to pay for the stuff to get it made.
It's something that I've accused InArt of, which I still think they do. Yeah, yeah. But
Like,
again, I mean, if
Hot
you're
Toys is the only company that can afford to make prototypes of stuff that they either can make prototypes and not and make them, like put them out, or they can put something out and it'd be a dud and flop. Other companies really can't afford to do that.
No.
In terms of that capital to put up front.
That's why I really pointed out, like, Hot Toys has cracked the friggin' code, and be careful, folks, because if there's one company that can essentially collapse your collecting for spontaneous releases and pre-orders, it is absolutely Hot Toys. They have figured it out. So is it Julie Newmar then? I don't. So we have Penguin. See, I don't. Can't we just hold our breath and let one of like the third-party companies make? I felt like have we not gotten a third-party?
I believe Eternal Toys was the company that made a third-party Penguin figure already.
He's asking $500 for Danny DeVito. Get the fuck out of here! $500? Is this? But it's a deluxe edition.
No, it goes higher than that because there's like a 2-pack also that's over $1,000.
$499. He's out of control. He's out. Holy $500. These figures are definitely gonna.
There's two things that I look at: is what the initial reaction is going to be to them, like does it live up to what it is? Because obviously you and I both know a prototype is one thing, and there's always a potential drop off. There always is. But also, I'm curious to know what the resale value is on them on the secondary market when you have that a year later. Is there a drop? Like, can these figures still fetch that kind of money?
Got that right. $950 for Michelle Pfeiffer. Jesus.
There's also too many SKUs.
Too many goddamn SKUs, man.
That was a criticism I had. There was too many SKUs. It should have been, a battle damage, a standard, call it a day. But the fact that there's too much, and the thing about it, which I get really frustrated with, and now you got me on a Jazz Inc. kick because I haven't spoken about it in 6 months or 8 months. But like, what gets me is that people, what bothers me the most is their pricing structure. If you look at their vehicles, they're all priced at $1,500, most of them.
Yeah.
So I think what he does is, this is an assumption, so disclaimer, but he puts a price out that he knows is okay with. And then you notice how as the pre-orders come in, he starts to add stuff to the car, like, oh, we're going to update and add X, Y, and Z. It's because that's why I don't believe when, oh, we're not really making that much money on these things. I think he's okay on this stuff because he knows what he can add based on the pre-orders versus not, if that makes sense. Like the 89 Batmobile, he added so much stuff to it. And I know from people that reached out to me after all the blowback I got, because obviously I got hate and blowback for the videos I made, just being honest. But I can tell you, Denobi, and I have no problem saying this on stream, it doesn't matter with me, that people that are credited on the box for the 89 Batmobile, that were credited as being part of the people that put the car together, told me how much the cost was on that vehicle.
Oh, Jesus.
and it was stupid the amount of money that it didn't cost him to make that car.
Well, I mean, he did share with us the production method, which was very economic. I mean,
Yeah, no,
most
that's what I mean. But like, it's just the point is that, and there's one person who is credited for being, contributing to the vehicle that
yeah.
literally got one for free, as made sense because they're credited for helping create the car.
Mhm.
They're literally rebuilding the car themselves accurately because they pointed out how many inaccuracies were on the vehicle, like down to just
Oh,
whatever, and they're redoing the car themselves to make it more accurate than how it should have been.
oh,
So.
yeah. There's nothing here. There's
And when
nothing.
he started doing figures, I'm like, and people are so quick to jump on stuff. And, FOMO is a big thing. And you know what? The one word that I can't stand is representation because because Hot Toys hasn't represented Michelle Pfeiffer yet. So
Yeah,
therefore, people are going to jump on this because there's representation, that character representation. I can't, that's why third party still sells because they're making stuff that, maybe Hot Toys or In Art doesn't make right away. So people want it represented in their collection. But it's just,
and I shared my experience with you. I don't believe in collecting third party. I,
yep,
I don't have the nonsense. I don't have the patience. But I did take a leap of faith
Doc
on
Brown.
that Doc Brown, and I experienced an awakening on that. Like, wow, um, the price point, everything. Like it still blows me away. Like,
Mhm.
dude, they knocked it out of the park. Uh,
Mars Toys is one of the few, I will say, when it comes to third party companies, one of the more reputable, I would say, in terms of quality. I had their 1966 Joker and it blew me away for the value. Now, the one thing about third party, and I tell people this, well, whether or not people want to listen, I feel
mhm.
like there's a hint with third party. Present Toys is a very good example. If they're putting out something, it almost makes sense to pump the brakes because Present Toys, look back on it. I don't have dates off the top of my head, but they did T2 Terminator
Yes.
before it came. They did the Ghostbusters.
Yep.
So you don't think they're in the same factory making stuff as Blitzway and Hot Toys. So if anything, third party is a very good cue for collectors to understand what is coming out in the sense. Like if you see something coming out from third party, especially Present Toys, it's almost makes you wonder, like, you know what, you're probably better off holding off because something's on the horizon.
I would. I wouldn't. I Hot Toys, they are a major. I see them as a major threat to collecting. They are absolutely disrupting the collector market, and they will squash these other competitors like
Mhm.
bugs.
You're telling me that right now. I mean, and the other thing is that like Danny DeVito Penguin, like McFarlane came out with a Danny DeVito Penguin. 12 scale companies, like I can't think of a couple 12 scale
NECA?
companies.
Was it NECA? They did a 12.
NECA did one. Beast
Uh-huh.
Kingdom did a 112 him.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is that when there's usually smoke, there's fire, and
Yeah.
so the last big company to probably not do one yet is Hot Toys. And so you can't be
Yeah.
shocked if a Danny DeVito Penguin comes out, anytime soon, because
Yeah.
every other company has basically made their version of him. And so, in my opinion, that's like, okay, now you're waiting
Yeah,
for.
I think I've said this on a stream, and I think I maybe you've heard me say it, but Hot Toys probably up until now has ignored Jazz Inc. because they didn't see them as a threat, but because now that they've stirred the hornet's nest, they can face getting stung by Hot Toys in a devastating way. I mean, just ask Inart. I mean, Inart barely is struggling with their 1/6 line. I've always felt that was one of the reasons they had to pivot to 112 to stay relevant, to stay alive, just to maintain profitability because they're like, we can't do 1/6. Yeah, Hot Toys is teaching you a lesson.
Well, it's also is I think it's also IP control because Hot
Yeah,
Toys has control over the three major IPs. So in art, I think respectively, I think they're doing great stuff with what they can do. Is what whether or not
yeah,
you're over a Christopher Reeve Superman, I get it. But when you're limited, when you don't have control over the big IPs, it's like, what are you gonna do? Like what
yeah,
can you do? And so that's the one thing with Hot Toys is that they have a stranglehold on the big three. Um, and they're going to pump out literally anything they can, like anything. So
Yeah, abso-friggin-lutely.
Oh, I forgot. You're broken. I don't want to play with you anymore.
You'll see no